Shemai boys ball. My last full day in France. Dimanche, a Sunday. And I'm taking a stroll along the side of the marina in Morlaix. And I thought, well, I'll do a walk and talk. I mean, I've been absolutely bowled over by the response to my Paris vlogs. 4 Paris vlogs. Wow. You want to see the numbers that have been watching them? Viral. I was being a little bit flippant and ironic. No, to say I was a tad disappointed by Plonkers Paris, Protesters Paris, Produce Paris and Promenade Paris. To say I was disappointed at the response would be an understatement. Just passed a lady there and she made a big effort to bonjour, isn't it? And I realised that bonjour is a big thing. You know, it might be a throwaway to some people, to us, might be a throwaway remark, but it's an important one. It's about acknowledgement. Right. I haven't been to the pictures, the cinéma, for a long time. But this last week, I've been to see 3 different films. And you saw them back there on the notice board in a cultural centre called La Manufacture. And that used to be a tobacco factory. At the height of its powers. But it's been repurposed. I suppose you could compare it to Chapter, but this is on a far grander scale. And I showed you just through the bar area, a bit further on with the area for the tickets. Now, the first one I went to see, One Battle After Another, Leonardo DiCaprio. The lady on the tickets must have thought I was ancient, because she gave me a reduction without me having to ask. But no such luck on the other 2. The next film I saw was Soundtrack to a Coup d'etat, €8. And then yesterday I saw Nino for €8. Un moment, s'il vous plaît. Take a look at this now. Well, this must have caught a few fish in its time. I've tried my hand at being a Paris reviewer. I shall try my best to be a film reviewer. One battle after another, Leonardo DiCaprio. Wasn't expecting much, didn't know much, went in, wow, 2 hours and a half, was it? Flew by. It was good. And Sean Penn, I gotta say, talk about method acting, he could have been portraying Pete Hexeth there. Very good. No, very good film. Now, the next one I saw, soundtrack to a coup d'etat. Now, I was vaguely familiar with the history, but basically it was using jazz as the soundtrack to historical events. You could say it was a drama documentary with jazz music of Louis Armstrong, Dizzy Gillespie, Nina Simone, Ella Fitzgerald, and many more. Some I'd never heard of. And basically Eisenhower, Khrushchev, the United Nations, carving up the Congo and endorsing the political assassination of Patrice Lumumba. Disturbing, and echoes of what's going on today. Well, yesterday I thought that this film, French film called Nino, was going to be subtitled, but it wasn't. Came in shorter than the other two, 1 hour 36, and a good thing too, really. Not that I struggle with the French. I mean, I could follow what was going on with the action, but it was a classic art house piece, and it dwelt a long time in certain places where perhaps I'd been spoilt by one battle after another and soundtrack. Well, anybody in the comments recognise what I've just been in by there now? I had a feeling that it might be a bakery or a bakehouse, all those little holes in the wall for loaves of bread and the big fire in the middle, up the chimney. Don't know, mind, just a guess. Montreux. Now I would translate that yn Gymraeg, man tro Llydaw. I believe it was the lady director's debut film, so in that respect it was fantastic. And having just been in Paris the previous weekend, it was great to see Paris as a backdrop in the film. And it got me to thinking, I wonder how many films there are with Paris as a main character, or Paris as the backdrop. I mean, I can only think of Amélie at the moment. I'm sure if I thought long and harder, but it's just come to me now. So, yeah. So out of the three, even though I couldn't understand a lot of what was being said in Nino, the story was good. The story was profound. and one I could sort of uniaethu with. But I won't go into that now. Yeah, 3 art house films in an art house cinema. And I thought the cinema was brilliant. And before every film, a little announcement. This film has been brought to you by the European Union. This film was made possible by the European Union. How many independent art house films are being made in Angleterre, in Escocia, in Pays de Galles, since the plug was pulled in 2016 by a load of gammons? Hey? How many? Name them, list them. Ooh, you've caught me without my dark glasses. I feel naked. So we think about the economic disadvantages of leaving the European Union, but we don't think about the cultural, artistic debits to that vote. So, and what I liked, there were 3 pods. They weren't very big inside. Well, one, obviously, DiCaprio's film, they expected a bigger audience, so there was more seats in there. But the other 2 was in a smaller pod, and it was great. It really was great. And they said follow the, so it was almost as if somebody'd dropped a paint pot on the floor up the concrete. Follow the colour: jaune, yellow; vert, green; bleu for blue. So I saw one in the vert, the day after the battle, DiCaprio, one battle after another, and I saw 2 in the bleu, which was a smaller one. But fantastic, really, really, really good. So I bring my film review to a close, doing a bit of a walk and talk on a dimanche, on my last full day en français and Llydaw. It's back on the big Brittany ferries from Roscoff to Plymouth tomorrow. Can you hear that? Is that wind, or is that the pitter-patter of Glaw? I'll soon find out. Hwyl fawr, boys bach. And if you haven't already, to access quality content like this, please subscribe, please.